Hey Taurus, this is Stella, and this is going to be your reading for August 2018. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. And for those of you who are brand new, thank you for stopping in and welcome to the Love Evolution. All of my readings are channeled through the intention to provide you with the messages, insight, inspiration, knowledge that you need in order to make the choices most aligned with your highest good, okay? Everybody's highest good is different, right? But through these general readings, certain themes arise, right? And it's up to you to, listen to your intuition and apply them to the specific area of your life that they resonate with, okay? And in that way, it's a collaboration. The messages are often very multifaceted, and different people will receive, different insight from them, okay? But in general, it will lay out sort of, the influences and energies that are upon you during this time period, okay? So for August. We're in the middle of a huge retrograde season, okay? Which means certain belief patterns, certain behaviors, karmic patterns, okay, are coming up in life. Things that we thought we left behind are showing back up again, okay, so that we can see them. These types of patterns and beliefs, it could be beliefs you hold about yourself that don't serve you. It could be patterns that continue to show up in relationships of yours. Things that tend to be self-defeating, right? Generally, they live in the subconscious, right? And we only become aware of them when we act them out. And then in hindsight, we reflect and go, maybe I could have done that differently. Or maybe that wasn't the best course of action. Or maybe, that belief I hold is not serving me, right? But it's those moments of sort of clarity are very far and few between, right? So right now in August, if you're in the northern hemisphere at least, we're getting towards the end of summer and we're coming upon September, the fall time, right? The time of harvest. So all of the work we've done up until this point in this year, okay, and even years prior, is starting to kind of come to a head. Combine that with the full moon eclipse we just had in Aquarius, where the moon, okay, the emotions, Taurians are very connected to the moon in a way. Eclipses the light of the sun, right? Ourselves. So our emotions become so strong and so undeniably powerful, right? That they overpower even our sense of, self, and when others look at us, all they see is the emotions, okay, for this brief period of time. In addition to that, we have like 5 major planets in retrograde. Mercury just went into retrograde, I think, like till the middle of the month, which makes communications somewhat difficult. Technology, things like that, slows everything down. The speed kind of slows down. So what that means for you guys are such a grounded, earthy sign anyways, right? But you're also stubborn, for better or for worse. Often for better, but sometimes for worse, right? So for all the signs, but especially for you guys, this month of August is going to present an opportunity to, you're going to have emotions coming up. It could be about relationships, past lovers that you thought you were past and gone, or behavior patterns, or just, you know, memories from the past, you know, are going to start coming up, and you're going to find you have strong emotions about them. And it's coming up. Universe is aligned astrologically, okay, to allow us. It's funny that it's right in August too, right? Right at the end of summer, or the transition of the seasons, right? So it's giving us an opportunity to reflect, okay, on these emotional realizations that come up. It's giving us an opportunity to clearly see them, right? When we feel something very strongly, it becomes undeniable, right? You can't shove it away anymore. So that's the point of these retrogrades, okay? And as far as like the intention to let things go, or doing the work, or understanding astrologically what this retrograde time is about, you don't even have to set the intention. It's like astrologically things are so strong right now that it's going to come up for you. Universe is going to show you certain patterns, certain, you know. So your only job this month is to see it, right? Because once we see it, once we shine the light of awareness upon it, right, then it's no longer in the dark. It can no longer be hidden, okay? So what that means is the next time it comes up, whereas before it was just a subconscious, it was just something you did and you maybe didn't know why. You didn't know why these same patterns show up in your relationships. You didn't know why, you know, you have these self-defeating thoughts. Now it becomes conscious, okay? And so the next time it comes up, you are presented with a choice, right? Because now you know better, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm explaining that for all of the signs because it's very important, and it's going to come up in different ways for different people. But don't be surprised if you have strong emotions or things that have connections to your past come up for you this month, okay? And when they do, just be willing to look at it, okay? As long as you don't actively try to like deny it or stuff it away, you'll be fine, okay? Just understand it's coming up for a reason. It's not a step backwards. It may feel like it, but it's not. It's part of your progression, okay? So I wanted to get that out of the way. What else? When I was meditating on your sign, I got kind of a funny image. It took me a minute to piece it together of, you know, the meaning of it. But essentially I see like a little boy, okay? It's a little boy, and he receives, one of his parents or somebody gives him one of those big inflatable beach balls, right? It's like twice as big as him. And at first he just kind of sits, he's a baby, like maybe a toddler, right? At first he just sits with it, and he drools on it, and he lays on it, and he pushes it away, and then he cries because he can't get to it anymore, right? And I see the progression of him growing. And as he gets older, he learns to bounce it. He learns to throw it up in the air and catch it, right? He learns to bounce it against a wall and play, you know, handball with it. And then it gets funny because he moves on to a different ball, okay? A smaller ball, a more refined ball, okay? Or target, if you will. He's playing baseball with the ball. And at the end, I don't know if you guys are aware, if you're from like Australia or New Zealand, you'll know more about this than I do, but I just recently watched like a documentary on Australian football, okay? And so they call it Aussie rules, or Aussie, you know, Australian rules football. And it's, the rules of it are different. And the field is like, I don't know, you guys could tell me, but it's one of the biggest fields for like a competitive sport. It's a huge giant circle. It's probably like, I don't know, 5 football fields. And it's literally a free-for-all. Like, it's like these guys, they can not only tackle each other and all of that, they're not wearing any protective gear, no helmets, no nothing. But like part of the rules too is they can jump on, in order to catch the ball, right? They can literally jump on the opposing teammate, right? So you'll see these, if you guys look it up, you'll see it, but it's all out. It's like, I think honestly, it's like the closest that our, you know, as far as sports in our culture, gets to like a war game, right? Because it's really like brutal, and it's really engaging to watch. But these guys will literally, you know, say one guy's running this way and the other guy will sprint up behind him and jump, you know, 4 or 5 feet in the air and put his freaking feet on the other guy's shoulder so that he can jump and grab the ball. So the progression of it, okay, is this little boy, as he grows up, he's playing with, you know, more refined balls, and he learns more and more rules to the game, right? And by the end of it, he's playing this Aussie rules game, and he's leaping into the air, you know, with his feet on this other guy's shoulder, and he grabs the ball, and he's just like, you know, triumphant climax to his progression, right? His growth, okay, of understanding how to interact with this thing that's a ball, okay? So the ball in this sort of metaphor or vision could represent, you know, your life, okay? It represents the totality of your life, okay? And the progression, Taurus, of how you get more and more rules are introduced, and you get more and more intricate and more skilled in how you interact with this ball, okay, your life. So take that for what you will, but I think this month you're going to be revisiting a lot of previous sort of lessons that you've learned, and I see a real opportunity for triumph, okay? But it takes, I mean, this game I'm talking about, Aussie rules, it's, of course there's rules to it, right? But it's very much more, it's teamwork, but it's also intellect and raw power. Okay, hi Taurus, sorry about that. But tapping into that raw power, okay, is going to be important for you this month, okay? And we'll see if that, you know, vision ties into the reading here as we go. If you are new, the main part of my reading is going to be done with the Morgan Greer Tarot here. If I need clarity, I'll pull from the Rider-Waite. At the end, I pull an Archangel Oracle for you, as well as a power animal for the month, an animal totem. And then your challenge and solution is done with the Chrysalis Tarot. I'll show you that deck in a second. So, Taurus, August. Taurus, August. My bulls. My Taurians, okay? Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Rods, and one more right off the bat. Taurus. If you are new, if you are returning, you can see I have a new setup here, and I've got a little bit of wind. Apologize for that. But, so hopefully this will eliminate, you know, any extra noises that are going on in your reading. For those of you that did bring it to my attention, I appreciate it. I'm always looking to improve these readings for you guys, and you know, my goal, the whole reason I do this, is to be able to provide insight and be able to help as many people as I can. So all of your feedback, suggestions, comments are really appreciated. August, Taurus. That's it. Okay. Past, present, future. What's above, what's below, and what's crossing you, okay? And then we got Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Rods, and Five of Wands reversed, okay? So right off the bat, and then we also got the Six of Swords. So leaving some situation, but that's a pretty minor card in all of this. I'm going to do your challenge and solution. This is the Chrysalis Tarot. Challenge and advice for Taurus, please. Challenge and advice. But, I mean, right off the bat, we have something new, some new physical something coming in. Remember, if you did watch last month, you'll remember me talking about, I think it was last month I gave the analogy of the bull, coming in from the pasture. And you guys were hesitating for some reason. It's like there was something really good waiting for you, some really amazing opportunity. And for some reason you were hesitating. Perhaps, because it meant stepping out of your comfort zone. But this month it's showing up as the Ace of Pentacles. So whatever this new start is for you, it could be a new job opportunity. You could be thinking about moving for a job opportunity as well. A lot of you are dealing with some situations in work and whatnot, but it looks like it's coming in, okay? It looks like that money, that new start, okay? And it is divinely ordained. It is part of your destiny, okay? See the hand of God presenting that coin? And then the other thing is the Knight of Rods. The rods represent the fire, the inspiration. So you have a renewed motivation with this new start, this new physical thing. You guys are an earth sign, right? The coins represent the earth element, something in your physical, tangible life coming in. New material possessions, new job. It's more like new work or new work opportunities. And it's reinvigorating your belief system, your values, which you guys are very firm in at any rate. So, what do knights do? Knights serve a cause, right? And the rods are inspiration and fire and motivation. So, it's like because of this new job, you're like, yeah, I'm standing up for my beliefs. Yeah, I'm reinvigorated in what I believe in, and I'm going to do the work it takes to serve it, And then we got the Five of Wands, which is like a clash of ideals, right? But it's in the reverse. So just not being willing to, it's almost like there's so many good things, like this brand new amazing thing that's coming in for you. You're like, it's not worth it to fight over it. I've got this thing. All I need to do is continue to focus and serve the ideals that support this new bounty and abundance or new job or new whatever is coming into my life. Anything in your life that represents abundance, okay, and the potential for the potential. Potential is the key word here. Potential for material, wealth and abundance and security and all of those good things, okay? And it's like, you're like, you're so strong in your values right now that anybody who challenges that or anything that tends to want to get into like an ideological or philosophical argument with you, you're just not buying it. It's not worth it for you because look, you've got all this wonderful abundance, okay? It's like what I was saying about last month, the analogy of like, well, what are you guys waiting for? Because there's such wonderful things like that bull that's in the pasture. Why is he, taking his sweet time? Because when he gets to that barn, he's got grain and he's got a nice, bed of hay to lay in and fresh water. And he's out there in that hot pasture because he feels like he needs to, guard his territory or take care of what's his, right? But in reality, if he just were to move forward, there's something amazing waiting for him. And here it is, coming in this month for you, okay? So something new, but again, like these beliefs are perhaps the influence of the retrograde, coming back and just sort of, it's like you are committed to this new beginning. You are committed to this new job, this thing that has the potential to bring you more stability, more wealth, right? And you're like, if universe or if people try to challenge you on your beliefs, you're not having it this month, okay? All right. Ace of Swords. So a brand new idea, okay? A brand new truth that has become abundantly clear to you in your recent past. We do have a lot of reversals, so it's just, you know, like I said, the retrograde, it's slowing the energy down. Above, for some reason, we have Ten of Pentacles and it's reversed. So this to me is like, if you have a relationship in your life, see how it's two people? If you have a relationship in your life, perhaps it's at odds with this new job, this new opportunity that's coming up, this new potential, right? And, you know, you can see it's the wealth that you have with somebody else, right? All these pentacles represent the physical, material, tangible things you have in your life. And you can see this couple's pretty well off, right? But it's almost like all the things you do with this person, or the physical, what you have together. Perhaps you own a home together, or you just spend a lot of time. You're spending a lot of money when you're with this person even. That is really on your mind, and you're starting to think of it as not such a positive, you know? It's starting to feel more like a burden than something that is positive for you. I'm going to pull a clarity on that. And then there is this card of leaving something. Presently, which is good, okay, we have the Five of Cups reversed, okay? So, like, something that was over in your past, you had the tendency to want to, like, dwell on it, almost like sulk in it, right? And not be able to look up and see the good things you do have in your life. But in the reverse, it takes on more positive meaning. Can I have a clarity for this Ten of Pentacles, please? Yeah, you're thinking about your future, and you're going, is this person and all the money I spend with them and the physical things we have together, like, is that going to support my future? See how he's halfway between the past to the left and the future to the right. And he's got a globe. Remember what I was saying about the ball? Continuing to, the ball is the globe, okay? Continuing to grow in your mastery of your life, okay? So he's got the whole world in his hands, right? And he's contemplating, what is my future going to look like with these ideals, these values I hold? What will my future look like, you know, if I continue to serve them? So you can see how this man is looking. This is your present card. You can see how he's looking at everything that didn't work out, right? Either in a relationally, basically, because it's emotions. And behind him, he has two full cups, right? So in the reverse, it means, it takes on the opposite meaning. It means rather than looking at what's spilled, you are looking at the two full cups behind you. You are looking at what you have in your life, at this potential. Let me just say, Taurus, this potential, this Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning of wealth and stability would not show up in the cards if it wasn't already present in your life, okay? And not only that, but it's your, like, it's one of your overall influencers. So this whole reading is about really trying to accept what's coming in for you, this new potential, serve these ideals you have, and not spend your energy, you know, arguing with people whose values and morals differ from yours, okay? What's crossing you is the Ten of Swords. So this is like knowing something has to end, okay? This could be an argument with somebody, like a really harsh, strong argument, where you're like, afterwards, you're just like, I'm done. You know, that part of me that argues with you, or that part of me that was in this relationship with you, that was buying you all these things, that was, you know, is dead. I'm no longer doing it. This is your challenge. And you've got some strong negative emotions about it, with the moon reversed in your subconscious. And then here's this card of, you know, moving on to something better, which again is this opportunity, this Ace of Pentacles that's right here for you. Can I have a clarity on this moon for Taurus, please? Strength reversed, okay, obviously. So you're not feeling very confident. Can I have a clarity on this ending? What is this Ten of Swords for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know about this Ten of Swords? Ultimate ending, okay? And swords represent the air element, communication. So something you've learned or something that's been said to you, or even it could even be inner, knowledge that's coming up in light of this full moon, okay? You know what this could be? What I was saying about the full moon eclipse we just had, where the emotions become so strong and visible, it's like this is on your subconscious. So that moon happened and it brought up a lot of emotions, but in your case, difficult, hard emotions. Perhaps emotions that address why are you staying with this person, or why are you spending money, spending material resources and time and value on this person or in this place that feels more like a burden to you? Why are you pledging your allegiance to what burdens you rather than what could be in your future, right? So perhaps this full moon brought up some strong emotions for you that were just undeniable. And it made it very clear that, I've got to stop dwelling on what I'm sad about. A truth, an undeniable truth came. This is the one card. The aces are the one card. So like the brand new overhauling, a truth that starts a whole new chapter for you, okay? And, so this full moon made it very evidently clear. It brought up all this pain for you. And it made it very evidently clear that some part of you, this is like ego death to me as well. Some part of you that you were holding on to needs to die, needs to be let go. And in light of all those, strong emotions that are difficult, that are hard to deal with. And that's what I'm talking about with, all this retrograde energy. It's like universe is bringing it up in a way that is so acute, so painful that we can't deny it. We can no longer turn a blind eye. Hanged Man. Can I have a clarity for this Ten of Swords, please? One more. Okay. So I got the Hanged Man, feeling like, you're in limbo. It's like what I was saying. You want to go into the barn, right? Or you want to you want to accept this new material wealth that you have coming for you, but you're also perhaps in a relationship with somebody, right? And you're like, how do I break it to them that I don't want to do this? Your love situation last month too became like painfully obvious. So either you need to move on from the idea of like love with this person, the idea, okay? You need to kill that idea. Swords represent ideas. You need to kill the idea of, that you're going to be with this person, because look, all it's doing is spilling your cups and making you feel bad, right? So in light of this full moon, it's been very hard. And this full moon, the emotions it brought up, it brought a truth to the surface, an undeniable truth. And it also made you feel not very confident, because it's a lot of negative emotions coming up. And it made it very evident that it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to go somewhere, where you can thrive more than where you are now. So it's either that, because we got the Hanged Man, so you're in limbo. You're like, this realization occurred, but you haven't quite done it yet. Like, you're at the point where you're like, well, I want my future to be better. I want that triumphant moment, right? Where I catch the ball and I want to be triumphant, but I'm kind of stuck. I don't know quite how to get there, and then we got the Two of Cups and the Three of Wands. So the Two of Cups is about an offer of love. Okay, so again, either your idea of that you want this exchange of emotion with somebody, right? You wanted that to be in your future. that idea needs to die, because all it's doing is bringing you sadness. Okay, do you understand? Or the relationship you have with somebody right now, okay, the emotions that you have with somebody right now, you're realizing it's feeling more like a burden. It feels like it's draining your pockets, right? Draining your wealth, and it's making you feel like you're kind of chained down to them. You're thinking about what you want your future to be. You're getting over this sadness from all of this emotional stuff that's become very clear for you, right? And you're realizing, that you need to move on from it. You need to let that part of your ego that holds on to this relationship die, okay? And look to your future. See how in the Two of Cups, or Two of Wands, he's just imagining what he's going to do? And in this card, the 3, this is the next progression, right? His back is turned to us. So it's like he's fully committed to the future now, okay? So, yeah, and this is all in light of the emotions that are coming up for you, in light of the full moon that just happened, okay? Because it's bringing up these emotions for everybody. But you're kind of feeling stalled. You're like, how do I move forward? I'm going to pull an internal and external. And then I'm going to pull one clarity on your future card, because it's the 4 of Wands reversed. Internal, external for Taurus. What do they need to know about their internal, external environment? You're still doubting your beliefs. You're like, well, I'm ready to serve them. The Tower reverse, knowing you need to start again, and the King of Cups, feeling angry and emotional and brooding about it almost, you got to let this go, and it's making you feel internally, externally, it's making your emotions very apparent to others. When they look at you, they see you very emotional, okay? And this is what I was saying about the full moon, how it makes emotions so, it eclipses the moon, our emotions eclipse the sun, everything that's visible. So when other people look at us, what do they see? During the eclipse, what happens? The moon takes over the sun, and all you can see is just a tiny little brim of light, and then just dark, right? So all those dark emotions are what's visible right now, okay? And you're just working through it, and it might feel like it's not happening fast enough, Taurus, but you're totally on the right path. And then we got this card of moving forward, realizing you need to adopt new ideas and values. But you're still having some trouble taking action based on your beliefs and your values, okay? So the thing is, once this all plays out, okay, once these emotions settle down, challenge and guidance. Look at that. Once these emotions settle down, it's going to become very clear to you what values you held previously that don't serve you, don't serve your abundant future, okay? And what values you have adopted or you have. I don't even really see adopting new values. I just see, winnowing out the ones that don't work and the ones that do, okay? And then right now, because your strength is reversed, right? Your confidence is lacking a little bit. And so the King of Rods is, the ability to take masculine forward action based on internal motivation, our, beliefs and values. So because your confidence is a little bit lacking, your ability to take action based on, your beliefs is upside down. But we still have you. I mean, here's the Knight of Wands above, and he is wholly and totally committed to serving those beliefs, okay? Defending, fighting, serving, okay? So you're on the right track. It's going to take a little bit of time. And the Hanged Man, too, is kind of like a, just allow the divine timing to unfold this month for you, okay? Overall guidance, please. Overall guidance for Taurus. Okay, karmic. This is a karmic cycle, okay? And then outcome. Outcome for Taurus, please. Nine of Wands reversed. Star. I'm going to shuffle again for that because I got too many. Overall outcome for Taurus, please. Overall outcome for Taurus. Strength reversed. Okay. I need to ask a different question. Okay, so if nothing changes, Taurus, in your future, we have the Four of Wands and it's reversed. Can I have a clarity on this, please? Can I have a clarity on this Four of Wands reversed? Knight of Swords. Yeah, so something you say or do in the future has you, you know, it's like the ability to rest in your beliefs, or even, this is even like the marriage card for me, okay? Like engagement, like coming together and reflecting under your common beliefs is reversed. So perhaps you do split up with this person. Like maybe you even had an engagement with them, or you had dreams of, you know, marrying them one day. And you're realizing you've got to start over with the Tower. This is your advice, okay? So, I mean, overall, it's like an overhaul of emotions that become so clear and are making you feel so crappy, right? It's becoming so acute. It's becoming so painful that you have to change. You realize you've got to change. Something's got to change. You can't maintain it like this. Overall advice, please. Overall advice for Taurus. So to just go with the flow, Taurus, to go with the flow, okay? It takes me back to that progression of the little boy playing with the ball, right? It's like if he, there were certainly days where he got frustrated, right? And he couldn't hit the ball right, or he couldn't, you know, make the basket or whatever it was, and he became frustrated, right? But if he were to quit at that point, he would never get to the end where he is, you know, triumphant. Okay, so the overall advice is to not hold on so much to what you have physically in your environment now, okay? Trust in your future goals. Trust in your future. Trust in the values that you hold, because they will serve you. Just like this knight serves these values, the values will in turn serve you, okay? And you don't need to engage. If somebody challenges you with it, if this lover, if you do have a lover, and they don't want to let you go, because guess what? You make their lives pretty comfortable, right? But you know it's for your highest good. It's for your best, you know, future and outcome. Don't allow them, don't engage with their argument, okay? Because you do have this new beginning coming in. And even in the very beginning, you know, you may feel a little unconfident while it happens, while it's happening, while it's coming in, because it's new territory, right? You guys are Earth. You like everything to be very stable. But you've had some major realizations that are causing you to realize you want and deserve more, okay? So be patient. Be patient and try to be unbothered with, you know, what's going on. See this hangman? His circumstance, his environment, right, is not ideal. He's been strung up, okay? But do you see this halo around his head? He has divine awareness. He has values and ideals and faith, right? He serves out of faith. He has faith that it's all for a higher and better reason. Okay? He knows it's going to be okay. So even though his environment is not ideal and has him in a place where he can't move forward, he's unbothered. Look at his face. It doesn't bother him. He knows everything's okay. He knows that everything happens in divine timing. Okay? It always reminds me of Jesus on the cross. Regardless of your religion, okay? But it's like he went through that. He did it even though he knew he was going to die, right? Because he knew that suffering and everything that he was going to go through was for a greater reason, okay? So that metaphor is very valid in this card. Not allowing yourself to be so bothered by your circumstances right now and understanding that you're in a transition phase, okay? Once all this retrograde energy is done and it starts to go forward, that's what I was saying. Like, that's why all of this is coming up, okay? It's all coming up right now so that you can refine it and that you can practice, standing up for your beliefs before the stakes get higher. You can deal with this crap before, you do have a lot of wealth and a lot of abundance that is at stake, right? You don't want to go through this being held up process in this, unconfident place, these strong emotions coming up. You don't want to be going through this when everything goes forward again, right? You want to take the time now to allow all this to come up so that when harvest time comes around, right, you're able to reap the fruits of your labor, okay? Because it's there for you in your future. Your challenge is the divine child, okay? Again, the divine child is the innocence, okay? The inner innocence, the knowing that we have inside, okay? That everything is right and good in the world, okay? In this card, it's very interesting, this deck, because it's paired with the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is all about societal traditions, right? So it's kind of a contradiction. But the traditions in your life, okay? The societal customs. So, like, for example, perhaps you have this lover and you spend a lot of money on them and you guys go and do a lot of material things, okay? And you're starting to realize that perhaps you don't want that in your future, right? Perhaps you're spending too much money on them. Perhaps it's not serving your better future. And it's become very apparent and very painful recently, right? This realization. And it's making you not feel that great about yourself, your confidence, okay? So how it ties into the Hierophant is perhaps you hold a belief that, you should always be paired up with somebody, or you should always have be in a relationship. Like, maybe being in a relationship is part of, it is a societal custom or belief that you subscribe to, that allows you, that makes up part of your self confidence, okay? So at the thought of losing that, you've lost your confidence, right? Just the thought of it. Okay, that specific tradition, that whatever, it's going to be different for everybody, okay? So that's just an example of what I'm talking about is a belief or a societal structure, okay? Marriage, having a relationship, gender binary, male to female relationship is the only one that's valid. Something like that, okay? Like a societal ideal or value that we hold is being challenged, okay? And you're going to feel a little bit unconfident in the interim, okay? But universe is challenging you. Do you see the butterflies? Okay, what are butterflies? What do they represent? They start out as one creature, a caterpillar, right? And then they go through a period of suspended animation, right? Where they transform. Their environment doesn't look good, right? They're just stuck to a tree and they're not even moving. It doesn't look good on the outside, right? But internally, they're transforming. They know it's okay. And then what happens? They emerge a completely new being, okay? A beautiful new being with a whole new life and a whole new purpose. Okay, Taurus? So you're in that interim period right now. And something about, you know, the customs, the beliefs that you subscribe to is having to change, okay? If you just allow it to, and the other one, look, the frog does the same thing. Frog starts out as a tadpole and he grows into a completely different animal. Metamorphosis, okay? Suspended animation and metamorphosis, okay, towards a better future. How do you do that? That's your challenge. Papa Legba. What did we just have come up? We had strength come up reversed twice, right? So what does Papa Legba represent? He's obviously a medicine man, right? A shaman. He uses all these tools to connect with the divine, okay? To pull information from the divine. So your challenge is to connect with. If you need to use tools, use tools. Light a candle, say a prayer, do a meditation, do some yoga, do something, okay? To connect with the divine, because that's going to give you strength. You need some perseverance. You need something to not hold on to, but you need something, you know, use this goal. Use the fact that this wonderful new abundance is coming in for your future, okay? Use that as your strength. Your advice is you need to find something that's going to give you some strength through this transition, because otherwise you're going to go right back to, you know, it's going to get too difficult and you're going to go right back to where you were before. Does that make sense? Okay? So you need to find something internally. It could be the potential wealth that you have, and you know you can't achieve it if you continue to live this kind of life, or you continue to have this person in your life, or you continue to feel bound by your circumstances, right? So just hang in there. You're going through a lot right now, Taurus, but it will, you need to pull some inner strength, and it will pan out. You know, by the time all these planets go retrograde, it will become clear, and you have this ace, you know, coming into your life, brand new physical beginning. Okay, you're just in the in-between period right now. Okay, that's a tough place to be for an earth sign, but you're going to be fine. There's a reason it's happening now, because there's so much abundance in your future, right? You don't want to have to go through all this crap once you get to this abundant place, because then there's way more at stake, right? You want to get all this out of your system now, while the planets are aligned in a retrograde, before your harvest comes in, right? I hope that makes sense, Taurus. What's the archangel guidance for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know moving forward? What's the archangel guidance for Taurus? Archangel guidance for Taurus, please. Clairsentience. Can I have one more, please? Archangel guidance for Taurus. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read this one because it has to do with Papa Legba, finding the strength that you need to get through this transition period, okay? Clairaudience, Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people, okay? So that voice that's loving, that voice from the divine, when you connect with it, okay, as your advice, that kind voice, listen to that, because it's going to help you get through all of this. The voice that tells you, just hang in there, you've got all this coming, okay, just hang in there, Taurus, you're fine. Just a little road bump you've got to go through, okay? And then the other one, this is like so important for you right now. All is well. Archangel Jeremiah, everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Okay? What did I just say about once harvest time comes around, once these planets go back retrograde, go back forward again, you're going to understand why all this happened, why you needed to get it out of your system, okay? And there's huge blessings right in front of you in your future, okay? There couldn't have been a better card to come up. And your animal totem. What's the animal messenger for Taurus, please? Animal messenger for Taurus for August. Two beautiful cards. Eagle, spirit, trust in your higher self. What is Papa Legba? What is this strength card? It's your higher self, trusting in the divine, your higher self. That voice that tells you, just hang in there. Not the voice that criticizes you. That's your ego. The voice that's kind, okay? Higher self is never, never, never unkind, all right? And buffalo, abundance. You are provided for in all ways. You are provided for while you're going through this transition, okay? I literally, this is part of my mantra that I do when I clear my chakras, and I literally just did it before this reading. It's part of when I do my base chakra, I say, I'm provided for in all ways, because it's true, okay? You are provided for and taken care of while you're going through this transition. And not only that, but new abundance is coming in for you, okay? So just hang in there through this transition period. It reminds me of a story, just really quick, that actually another reader had said about the buffalo. Okay, it's I don't know if it's a Native American proverb or just like a folk tale, but the buffalo live on the open plains, right, where there's no shelter. It's all just open grassland, and they live in these numerous thousands and thousands and thousands of animals herd, right? So when a thunderstorm comes in, the lightning and the thunder, they have nowhere to hide, right? So they have a very interesting strategy, whereas all the other animals may, go underground, or they have different, they seek shelter. The buffalo, they get together in their herd and they run right towards the storm. They run right through it so that it passes over them quickly, right? So I'm getting chills as I'm saying this, okay? Taurus, you guys are the bull, right? You are the buffalo. You are the Taurian, okay? So face this. Use your inner strength and face this storm, okay? It's not even a storm. It's an opportunity to release what's not working, okay? So face it head on and know that you're provided for through this transition. If you ever doubt at any point throughout this month and you're tempted to go back, okay, and it's not towards what you want for your future, but you're tempted because it's comfortable back there, you can come back and watch this video, or just remember the buffalo, okay? You are provided for in all ways. This is just a transition, okay? Suspended animation, transformation, metamorphosis, okay? You're going to come out on the other side more abundant than ever, all right? I know this is tough for you guys. So, beautiful, beautiful, fantastic reading. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. You can find me on Instagram. I will link it down below. I'm also on Facebook. I do a daily reading there. I'm working on getting some more content up on my Facebook. And I think by the end of August, once Mercury goes direct again, I will have my site up and you guys can purchase readings from me at that point.
But again, if you like the video, you want more, please subscribe. Your likes and subscriptions are wonderful. They really help me out. I love your comments, feedback, suggestions, questions, all of it. I'm always looking to improve, like I said. So, you know, I appreciate all of the feedback, and I truly mean that. If you have a personal question that you don't want to put in the comments, you can email me. That's down below as well. And just hang in there, Taurus. It's gonna work out for you. You are provided for, okay? So I love you guys. Blessings and light, and I will see you in September.